Hiker, everyone. Hi, Hiker. How are you all on this wonderful day, morning, evening, night, midday, whatever it is for you? Yes, I am, for some reason, having a little teensy bit of a closed up throat. I don't know why. I decided to sing a little bit before the stream because I wanted to get in the mood of things. It's pretty late here, and it's been a while since I've sung a song. So, I decided to remind myself why I want to stream. Aside from that, I'm doing rather okay, though my throat still hurts a bit. Trust me, singing, you need to specifically pace yourself and stuff. It's hard. It's hard and your throat hurts all the time. Let me just say I can understand why certain people have, done certain things. But regardless, today I am going to be streaming some Master Duel with Memento. As you all know, Memento is one of the strongest decks in Master Duel right now. Mainly because it's, take a break from singing if your throat hurts. Yeah, I know. That was like the first time I did it in a while. Also, anyways, yeah, I know I can take some, medicines to do some stuff. It's totally, completely fine. But regardless, I have a little cup of tea with honey in it, and that's fun. I like drinking tea with honey, especially in this little cup I have. It's like one of those ceramic coffee cups that's like one of the coffee cups you purchase from a store, but is actually not instead. I just like it a lot. It's nice. With honey on the tea helps. Nice. Indeed it does. But anyways, speaking of things, let's get into talking about Master Duel. So, Master Duel. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel has been in a bit of a situation lately where Memento is one of the best decks, but it's also a very annoying deck to play. Memento and Blue Eyes right now? You wonder what the new selection pack will be? Yeah, that is definitely something I'm curious about. But regardless, there's also been the NR Duel trial, which I kind of wanted to do, but I felt like, I just didn't have the time really to do it, but Memento bricks sometimes. It indeed does tend to brick sometimes. I've been playing a Fiendsmith variant of the deck, but I've actually changed it up recently to a more pure variant that I actually I personally like, honestly. But that is not the only thing I'm going to talk about today, because today, or rather yesterday, there was a bunch of really cool news, in my opinion. So yesterday on Twitter, the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG account posted that they are going to reveal new prizes for the upcoming World Championship 2025 tournaments and the new YCS season on the Providence live stream, which is happening today. Which, in my opinion, is really cool because, like, seriously, that means there's definitely going to be something interesting. Super, super interesting. I'm hoping the prize is a stamped copy of, well, you know, staple meta cards with YCS stamps. But there's nothing too much to hope about. Regardless, Master Duel. Yay! Instead of 3 switches, it'll be 3 switch 2s. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel! The best prizing in the world. Well, not Master Duel, the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. As a matter of fact, it is quite funny actually that the TCG is like going to be increasing prizes, but most people are just joking about, hey, you know what TCG is gonna get? It's gonna get some, you know, what's it called? Oh, blue eyes. Okay. On resolution, I shall activate the Fuelos. This is slightly annoying, but you know. But anyways, as I was saying, it's not going to be Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel that is going to be increasing the prizes for events. It's going to be the TCG. And the TCG has had a bunch of long and storied issues with the fact that, you know, basically, not everyone really likes the pricing, so understandably, a lot of people are skeptical about this pricing increase. Okay, so they're going to do essentially what amounts to, you know, basically one of the better and boards through things. Oh, whoopsie! They accidentally special summoned the blue eyes from deck instead of from grave, as they were so mistaken to do. Memento one sleepy, I see. In this case, perhaps the best option is to normal summon the goblin. That's probably going to bait something out. I don't know if they're immediately going to drill beam or not. They're not immediately going to drill beam, which means this is going to be completely fine. Ah, okay. Effect failure. Sure thing. I do not mind effect failure, honestly. Mainly because I have these 2 friends in my hand. So the TCG will become more expensive. Oh, did you think I meant the price is? No, I meant the prize is. The prize is. With a Z. Z, if you are in certain countries, including Australia, for instance. But regardless, the pricing is going to be improving a whole bunch. But anyways, here's Memento Infusion. Boop, boop, and boop. For this. I love Twin Dragon. Twin Dragon is okay. The prize, thanks for explaining to you. Sorry, your Greek and your English is rusty. That's completely fine, to be honest with you. Also, that is a bit silly, just like ashing this when I have fusion in graveyard. Seriously, why would you do that unless you already had Dominus Purge, actually, which is kind of... You do not have a Dominus Purge? That's interesting to me. If you don't have a Dominus Purge, why would you... that explains it. You know what? Sure. I don't mind this. Like, this getting banished is like nothing, really. You think I got the duel? Yep. I think so as well. So I'm gonna do this into Anguish. So 1 and 2. I'm gonna search another card, and that's game, of course. Game. I would personally have called By the Grave the Gatic as opposed to the Twin Dragon, of course, but you know, that's just how these things go sometimes. Anyway, next game. Against another person with the Sky Striker meat and stuff. I like the Evil Twin stuff and the Sky Striker stuff, honestly. It's both really cool. And very adorable. I especially like the Evil Twin field in particular. As to why I like the Evil Twin field, I mean, the music's not as great as the Sky Striker field, of course, but I like this cute, adorable little shark that you can just pet and it goes. Does this mean they already have Rebellion? It probably means they already have Rebellion. So they grabbed Deception, they grabbed Birth with Unicorn. This is a bit of an annoying deck. From what I can tell, it's Azamina, Kashtira, Fiendsmith, Bestial? Yeah, Azamina, Kashtira, Fiendsmith, Bestial. Exactly what I was thinking. Basically, or does it also include Snake Eyes as well? You know, I honestly wouldn't be too surprised if it did include Snake Eyes too. What did it search? It searched Haunted, so yeah, this is completely fine for them. At this point, they've special summoned 5 times, so if I have to interfere, I have to do it here. It's probably a Snake Eye build, to be honest. Which means it's frustrating, because Snake Eye is annoying and not fun to go up against. I like the Azamina cards though. Those cards are really fun. I feel like they'll also normal summon Diabellstar, honestly, because this deck can simply do that. Normal summoning a Diabellstar. Ah yes, Mr. Engraver. You who are in charge of the thing. In charge of the meta of the past few months in the TCG and not quite the OCG, since the OCG limited you early, but you know, one of the Azaminas is the Morganite lady. Indeed, that would be Moa Regina, or Morgana in her living form. I'm not sure what her sinful spoils are, though. Okay, Necroquip, not Diabellstar, Engraver. This is probably gonna go into a Caesar. You know, this is kind of stupid. Yep, Caesar. So they got Caesar, Ilya Silvio, Kashtira, Unicorn, and I got no interruptions. Oh, that's all? Interesting. That is definitely not the card I would have preferred to draw. If I normal summon Anguish and use effect, this negates that effect. That's annoying. They're gonna let it through. I'm gonna grab the Tatsu no Otoshiko. Tatsu no Otoshiko. Tatsu no Otoshiko. So, what are they gonna rip with the unicorn here? You know what? I should have expected that. I really should have expected that. Okay, Tatsu no Otoshiko effect. Also, hi hiker handlebar. Hi hiker. Just crafted invoked blue eye is definitely not meta, but win more bad chest. Yeah, I could see that. Also, you got a royal ultimate dragon. Nice. Congratulations. Wait, isn't ultimate dragon a rare? No, actually, it's probably fine. So... in this case... if I activate this... no. If I Grand Breakout, the Caesar won't work. This will negate. This will be negated, which is annoying. Probably with a Caesar, then I can use the Grave effect, and this will negate. Then I'll be able to go into the Goblin. Okay. So Caesar negates. There's only one spell in the graveyard, thankfully. They're using the Ilias Sylvia negate here, Interesting. I'm not sure why they would do that, honestly. Because this kind of sets me up to go plus infinity. Unless they already have an Ash Blossom or something. They probably already have an Ash Blossom or something, don't they? Anyways, here comes the Burn Party. Effect of Mictlan, specials the Goblin. And because it specials as an effect, well, it doesn't quite work the same way as everything else. Is there going to be an effect failure or something? What interaction do they actually have here? Because I know they don't have Caesar. So send one and perhaps two? I'm gonna try activating effect. Actually, no, it was always send Sleepy. Okay, now this activates. What on earth do I target engrave from here? Probably the combined creation, but Right, there's Bestial. I forgot they play a bunch of Bestials as well. So I have Goblin and Anguish Engrave. Interesting choice. I am going to Maxi here, however. Just so I can get a draw and hopefully draw into a triple tactics talent. And if I do draw into a talent, that is definitely a draw I do not want to draw. And I've already used this. Yeah, it should have been the sleepy. Whoopsie. It's fine though. Only the first game. We go next. Well, not the first game, but the second game of the night. I enjoy playing this game. It's quite fun, honestly. Dum, dum, dum. Well, format aside, really. Okay, I get to go first. I presume this is 10 pi in that case. Therefore, opening Darkblade plus Grand Breakout is good. And the username is simply Emu or Dragon. So, pop to special summon. Vector search. Tatsuno Otoshiko. I love Tatsuno Otoshiko. It's a very funny card. A very, very funny card. I especially love the original Tatsuno Otoshiko since... Alright. You know what? It doesn't really matter. Just gonna send these since... Well, like I said, it really doesn't matter. I'm not exactly playing my best gameplay here today, folks. Although, given that it is pretty late at night, that's probably understandable. 3 summons, there's presumably an Ibiru the Primal being in hand. Hopefully not, of course, but presumably yes. Okay, no Nibiru the Primal being. That's at least good to hear. So, 1 Gaddock, 2 Twin. It really doesn't matter that I'm messing it up this much though. The fact that I'm going uninterrupted on its own means I am winning this game. Combined creation. Also, having fusion in hand means it was completely fine to do all this way. And I got the Sleepy here too. And because Sleepy is, well, quite good with certain effects, I'm gonna do this first to summon out a goblin. And, like, it really doesn't matter in this hand. In this case, Akihuron and probably Mace. Effect of the Sleepy shall send another Darkblade, sure. Then we fusion summon into the Creation King. 1, 2, 3. It really doesn't matter which ones you send back since I've already gone through everything. But basically, Creation King is busted and insane. And I love it. 1, 2, 3, and here we go. Creation King 2 into Mitla. yeah. This pops creation ping, search. Also, hi Hiker, bulky SP. Oh, thank you. That's so kind of you to say. Dun, 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 dun. I cannot tell what this sleeve is, but I think it's certainly fine. So, Akihuron. Special the mace, I guess, since I haven't special the mace yet. Akihuron into... Tatsu, perhaps? Also, hi Hiker, Yuki. Hi Hiker, welcome, welcome. And yes, it does certainly seem that way. But regardless of all the misplays I am making here, I am having fun, and that is really the more important thing when you think about it, isn't it? This point, I guess I'll just SP pass. Memento really isn't beating the allegations. SP pass is quite good though, especially in Memento. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Combine creation. I love the animation for this guy. He's very funny. Like those giant dragon flamethrowers on his arms. Those are just funny in general. Oh, it's Firewall Dragon Singularity. I didn't even realize what it was. Well, certainly a way to surrender. But hey, at least I won even though I messed up. That is always a relief. A Burton bike would be dope. Indeed it perhaps would. Rocket Pal, indeed it perhaps would. Also, hi Hiker. Hi Hiker. Welcome, welcome. I am thinking now, maybe they could do Mementotlin Dokuro Rider and Mementotlin Ritual. That would be very silly though. Oh, I suppose that's one quicker step to ranking up. And hi Hiker, as the Green Official. Hi Hiker. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, Mementotlin Ritual could actually be really interesting. Mementotlin Crab Turtle, Mementotlin Dokuro Rider, all of those things. I like Memento. It's fun. Okay. Perhaps Duke of Demise would actually be a good choice in here because you can use it to dodge things, kind of. I guess. I'm pretty sure they have a copy of, you know, not Ash Blossom, Maxi. Yeah, obviously. They have a copy of Maxi in there. Which I at least have Ash Blossom for. Well, it was a Maxi, but it was essentially the same thing, so, you know. Also, people shotgunning, not shotgunning through a low spell Maxi in the draw phase are very incorrect. You kind of have to, mainly because Triple Tactics talent is so insanely good. Opening Memento Fusion is very good though. Like, Fusion plus Goblin is one of the top opening hands in the game. 1, 2. Doesn't really matter where I summon it. All that matters is when it leaves the field, which is immediately. I could see my opponent perhaps having a Nibiru, maybe. But I don't think they will. Probably best to just grab this and not the other. Not the Akihuron, or maybe the horse. Yeah, the horse works. Tatsu no otoshiko. Yeah, it's probably just Memento Fusion from here, shuffling back all 3 in grave for this. And it seems like they do actually have a Nibiru the Primal Being, which is annoying, but nowhere near the end of the world, mainly because of this existing and this graveyard effect of Memento Fusion being insane. So I want to send 1, 2, and honestly probably Anguage, so I can revive Anguage later. So dump this and this. Also, hi Hiker Kai. Hi Hiker. Welcome, welcome. I am doing quite well. Quite well, actually, as a matter of fact. So, dump combined creation here. Revive Akihuron. And now you can actually overlay into a rank 5 monster. Which some Memento decks actually were playing in the TCG because rank 5s actually did tend to be fairly useful. Yay! My Akihuron grabs a burn party, and a 1/2. I get to add back my fusion, and also special summon my Anguage from my graveyard. Imagine Memento can make Cyber Dragon Infinity. Now that would be a bit silly. Maybe an Appaloosa? Perhaps. Is that what you're saying? I'm not quite sure. Mostly been paying attention to YouTube chat. Regardless, I think this is the correct amount of bodies for this combo. All is possible under Clockwork Knight? Well, that's definitely true. I know that for certain. Right, that's why you go Selene in that build. One, two. One, two. Sequence effect. using this and the Sleepy, of course. Back to dump Sleepy again. Probably. Okay. Link into Elf. Elf revives the Gaddock. It can also revive Maxine. Could have sworn... Wait, is Gaddock... Gaddock's not in my graveyard. Yay! Well, anyway, Evio is kind of about locking people out of the game. But it's also kind of not, really. So at this point, ISP, and even if they decide to, well, you know, nip me here on out, I completely survive. I believe I banished this creation thing. Yep. One, two, 3, 4, and 5, I think. Five, yeah. Then my opponent puts down a nib or something, and then I just get to summon out my creation again. I'm more used to the Fiendsmith variant, to be honest. I like the Fiendsmith variant a bit more. But in the end, I pretty much got to the same board I have in the Fiendsmith variant, albeit minus the Armed Dragon, of course, which ended up being used for a Link summon. Anyways, as for why I banished my own card, well, let's just say Chimera the Flying King of Mythical Beasts has an effect that can revive a banished illusion monster. And that is indeed an illusion monster. So... in this case, I am going to revive Armed Dragon, of course. And then I'm gonna shotgun the effect of my Chimera, the Flying Mythical Beast, which is actually Baphomet, not really Chimera, but pretty much similar. Is it the one that was summoned properly? It is the one that was summoned properly. You know what? Sure, that's fine. I am going to save my Ash Blossom for the card that actually loses to Ash Blossom in Branded. You never used Birth, swapped it for Aerial Eater? Well, that's fair enough. The Fiendsmith build is a lot similar to the build that is on this deck. In this deck, with, you know, except it has Fiendsmith stuff instead. Anyways, here's Ash Blossom. Oh, Called by the Grave? Is there any fusion I can make with Ash Blossom and Grave? There is literally none, sir. Instead, I will chain Maxine. You wanted to get a Bestial Engine, you got an FA instead. Oh, that's unfortunate. FA is at least a fun deck, I guess. Combined Creation is nice there though, I like him. effect of Albion, the branded dragon. Can Memento Fusion use other monsters? Yes, as long as those other monsters are actually Memento cards. Better wait for full buy to resolve on Ash before using Maxine? That is a good point I did not think of, but at the same time, it is also... Well, it doesn't get me a draw off of the thing, but anyways, the car goes vroom vroom vroom. Up. Nope. I am completely fine here. My opponent is presumably going to attempt to summon Mirror Jade by shuffling back this and this, maybe? Or just that and that. That also makes sense. I mean, really, what card are they actually going to banish? I have an Aki Hyun engrave, so... Lost so many games to time out playing this deck? Yeah, that's definitely something that can happen. Yep, sure. Okay, the combined creation getting banished doesn't really matter. Not at this junction, at least. Perhaps they'll go to the end of the battle phase and call evenly matched? That would be silly, though. I am going to activate this so I can add back a card at least. So 1, 2, target. And that's it. They're gonna use Quem effect to dump something, Oh yeah, presumably branded in high spirits. Right, I forgot that could do that for a bit. But hey, it's all right. Yep. Don't time out, streamer. I will not time out whatsoever. I am turning it to the off function, so I cannot time out. Dumping Rindbrum? You do not have an Albaz in your grave, I notice. I think that's probably pretty important. You'll be special summoning back the Albion. Oh, you do have the Mirror Jade though. Oh, that was the wrong card that I clicked. Whoops. I was meant to click the SP. I did end up timing out. That's unfortunate, but what can you do? What can you do, really? Also, hey, Kikura. Memento players do indeed lose to the clock more times than their opponent. They do. You thought if you get Spirit from grave to hand, you can't use it that turn? You are correct, you can't. The main reason they could use it that turn was instead because they got it to hand with Retribution instead of anything actually, like, you know. Okay, that is an effect failure. That's not a particularly good thing. Okay, I shall simply pass and shotgun the Maxi during the draw phase. Why shall I shotgun it during the draw phase? Because shotgunning the Maxi during the draw phase prevents talents. Oh, come on. Well, at least I got Droplet, and my opponent doesn't have a counter to Droplet now. Didn't see Retribution? Yeah. Fair enough. Hopefully my opponent is on a deck that can be countered by Droplet. Okay, that's a lobby load, that's annoying. And they're grabbing the drill beam. Bless. Might as well actually just concede now because my opponent's clearly got a lot better than me. Of a hand than me. Like, opening a Dark Blade, just a Dark Blade on its own, kinda sucks. Now, I shall have to play tired because that is what I am. I am currently very tired. And I don't think it's a very good idea doing it. Start of season is rough. Yeah, sometimes, but I can do it. I'm not like a bad player or anything. Ah, Molchami, Foolers, and Maxi. I think I want to Maxi first, probably. Well, actually, I probably should have Foolers first. At least the Foolers resolved. Foolers is at least a good card. And I like it. Oh, they're playing an Examiner deck. Azamina Orcusts. I like Orcusts. Orcusts are a cool deck. They at least give me one draw, so that should be fine. Unless they decide to do something silly and give me 2 draws. Yeah, they're giving me just 1. I am completely fine with this. They are going to the end phase to set their deception, which is nice. Hopefully I can draw into an Ash Blossom, which is extra nice. I did not draw into an Ash Blossom. That's unfortunately extra unnice. Anyways, Dark Blade is gonna destroy the deception, preventing your grind from coming back. I burn party here, I'll probably negate it, imagining I don't have very much, but I actually don't have very much. I guess I probably should have played it differently. Really? If I had normal summoned the Anguish, this just wouldn't have happened because I would have normal summoned Anguish, use effect, they Vela, I chain Bone Party, they chain Azamina, I activate the Memento Infusion, in chain 3, and Well, at least I can't demote from Diamond to Platinum. I should have thought about it that way, but hey. We go next, and we win. That is what I do. Dum dum. Da 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 dum. I shall Mulchami Fulos in the draw phase this time. In the future, I'll Mulchami Fulos first before using the Maxine. Oh! Oh. I am not sure. Oh, well, I don't. But still, nowadays I can't demote from Diamond to Plat. That's true. That is actually correct, yeah. And I should have discarded the fusion spell. That is also correct. Discarding the fusion spell makes sense. I hate her Mumphy de Bonabena. That is a bit of a mouthful of a name. So, searching for Majesty and Vela, of course, using Drill Beam to set itself. Is the German name? Sure enough. That is fair. Okay, you're special summoning 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons? Or are you simply special summoning 1? Seems like there's one. Set 2 and pass. So there's a Drill Beam, there's Majesty, and there's something I'm not entirely sure about. Oh, and there's also an Effect Veiler. One Blue Eyes? Yes, because I used the Mold Charming for Wallows in my hand. Oh, I did not realize that Droplet specifically lists effect monsters in its text. Okay, effect here. You let me resolve my effect. You will let me resolve my effect. Seriously? This is where things kinda get a little annoying. Also, I kind of wish I was playing Artemis right now. Can I even make Verti into something? Don't think I can. There's been no monsters drawn. This is why you run Veiler at 1. Yeah, I should probably do that. In a cross-out designator setting. I changed up my list a little, but... maybe I should just go back to Fiendsmith Memento. The Fiendsmith cards let me play through more things. And I've had more success with Fiendsmith in the deck anyways. So... this is already in here. Guess I can cut this. I can definitely cut this, this, and this, and this. Actually, no, I can't cut Verti. Also can't cut Necroquip. No, I can't cut Cross Sheep either. Probably do want to cut the Guardian Chimera though. For Ariel, Inta, and Necroquip Princess. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This has been what I've been having success with until, like, lately, when I changed it up a bit. Maybe the Veiler in there would be a good idea though, or a Fuelos, but it doesn't particularly matter to me. I like it. It's fun. That is the most important thing of all. Da-da-dum. Dum, dum, dum. Dum, da, 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 da. Nice. Hand looks good. Opponent doesn't have any hand traps starting. That's especially good. Can't wait for the new Blue Eyes, the new Fabled cards. Yes, the new Fabled cards are quite strong. Anyways, I am going to properly do the combo this time instead of completely screwing it up at every juncture, so that means the timer will not be as much of a problem with this game. As it previously has been. So I guess Search Bone Party is probably right. One, two, three. Dump 1, 2, not 3. Akihiron, and by Akihiron I mean Gaddock. Gaddock for Sleepy. King for McBon. This, that, this, that, this, that. 2, 3. And I have 7 cards in hand. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Engraver. I am equipped to engraver. I could actually play Caesar in this, but I don't really like it that much. He's like not a mean guy or anything. He's also not really a person. He's a cat. But still. Definitely have more than enough names in there to do a decent job. Alright. I already used up all the light fiends. Silly me. Also, hi Hiker, Meaty1994. Hi Hiker. Welcome over. I am going to do this, I think. This is probably the best option for this line. Yeah. I can still make Desiree and also make Combined Creation. Yay! Right. So Desiree here. SP. This was off just Darkblade, I think. Like, it kind of helped that I had other stuff, but it was mostly off just Darkblade. This deck's kind of crazy. Combined Creation. Yay. And with 120 seconds to spare, I have completed my combo. Yay! So Memento say Wild Watch. Made it last season with the deck and quit climbing again this season. Nice. That's nice, nice. A card destruction? Oh, that is certainly a 60 card deck. In In this case, I think it'd be better safe than sorry to use Desiree on it. Decide. At res, I'll use Combined Creation to revive. But yeah, Memento's a fun deck. I like it a lot. Super Poly. Oh, they're Infernoids. Interesting. Royal Card Destruction is indeed quite the shiny card. This doesn't particularly matter. I should win from here. Super Poly? Indeed. Indeed. Also, hi Heiko, Lord Takeo. Hi Heiko. No resolution. Yeah, this is gonna summon out Anguish. And I'll Anguish and perhaps Akihiron at the same time. So search a Sleepy, and that is not going to be activated. You love the chain blocking Memento can do? I indeed also love the chain blocking Memento can do. It's quite strong. Draw 2 cards, Interesting. So the rest of their hand isn't great enough for things. Sure. Fire recovery. They draw into another one. Okay, I am going to allow that. And then on resolution, I'm gonna activate my Called by the Grave, which is gonna target your Anunku, which destroys all other monsters on the board. As far as I know, this is... Except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard. Nice. They're definitely trying to fish for grass? Yeah, that's definitely what they seem to be doing. They can summon out the Siete, I believe, but it's not going to be great for them. Sure. Killing my monsters by battle is generally actually pretty fine. I will allow that, I think. I'm definitely not gonna allow that. I am gonna be able to get my Combined Creation back into the deck. Haven't used this yet, so... I'm able to put it back in there. Still want to do the Gaddock, want to do the Dark Blade, and want to do the Combined Creation. So Siete has already used its effect, which means I can realistically do this and not really care about it. Because I assume they have a Fiendsmith deck, and yeah, They surrendered, which makes sense. Ah, yes. Bye-bye, bot. I think I'm gonna at least try to get somewhere decent. But I need to go to bed soon. Really getting sleepy. I do like Fiendsmith cards though. They're very nice. And they help a lot in my opinion. Language for Blipply. Ash Blossom? Sure. I say, having drawn my triple tactics talent in my hand, and having a Goblin Biker Brand Breakout in my hand as well. Okay, let's see the hand. It's a Dominus Perch. I am going to shuffle that away. So it's a Blue Eyes deck, And yeah. Them scooping honestly makes sense. Perhaps I should actually put in Heavy Storm or something? Because Blue Eyes does seem to set a lot of spell traps. A lot of spell traps. Easy peasy? Indeed, McSqueed. The easiest among us all time. Yay. That is not a great hand. At least I'm going second as compared to going first. Oh, my opponent's on Trickstar, Interesting. Either they're on Trickstar or they're on something very interesting. Oh, they're on Trickstar Tachyon, the Tachyon variant of Trickstar. Well, the Trickstar variant of Tachyon. I am thankful for my Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring in my hand. Ah yeah, Called by the Grave. That is a card that exists in this game. Yep, and Tachyon Primal too. I hate that this format has this set too. So they're just gonna grab Transmigration and like set that or something, I guess. Oh no, wait, they can make Tachyon Dragon because of Afterglow, right. And also Dragluxion to get another one because that's not very fair. But that's what the deck does. Alright, Eternal Galaxy. I forgot that's what this build of the deck played. So they're going for Tachyon Dragon to absolutely make sure that they have a thingy. There's Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. They're setting the Eternal Galaxy and setting another card. Hopefully I draw into a good monster card. That is not a good monster card. At least I'm back to 3 rather than to 2. 4. But losing the dice roll to Tachyon is always frustrating. Especially when you draw no hand traps. Hand traps are very important. This is a similar hand, except it's even worse. And my opponent is on blue eyes, which is even worse. Search raw and sage. Sage for maiden, no Vela, obviously. And I'm back to where I started. Well, no, I'm exaggerating by saying that I could still draw something good. And they didn't open the Primite cards, so that could mean I'm actually on the upswing here. As long as I draw something good instead of something bad. Activate roll. Ah, this is the build with Jet. You know I can just attack over Jet, right? Or you're just gonna do 2 synchro summons because this deck sometimes is very silly. Go on, make your Crimson Dragon. And Crimson Dragon for Cypher. Yep. That's what I thought. At least it's not that bad a hand. Not counting like all these stuff. All these bricks. Oh, Bone Party's perfect. Is it perfect, actually? I'm still gonna activate it. Also, hi Hikar, Ante. Hi Hikar. Welcome. Activate to negate the activation. And then I'm gonna Talents to take. So this prevents my monsters from being destroyed, which is a good thing. Ah. I see. You forgot your card's effect, didn't you? You silly person. You foolish fool. You foolish fool that foolishly thinks you will foolishly destroy your own card when your own card says that you cannot destroy it, fool. Anyway, this card is destroyed, so I'm gonna do this. Since this card is, if it's destroyed, not if it's sent to the graveyard. Ah yes, reading. Indeed, reading. And then I am going to chain my Cypher effect. Well, your Cypher effect. But, you know. Oh! And, that's actually really annoying. you know what? That's completely fine because I have the ability to summon back the engraver anyway. So... in this case, I guess the best option is sequence into something. No, that's not it. Yeah, it's probably just sequence into something. Gonna fusion summon. And of course they have the income as well. You know, SP maybe probably would have been a much better idea than that. Yeah, SP would have been much better. I had a lot of answers, yeah. That's the thing about Blue Eyes, it's very annoying. Very, very, very annoying. When they win the dice roll and you don't draw any interaction with them. When you're in the dice roll, of course, you'll always win pretty much. But it's still bleh. Okay. Quite a strong opener. Also an interesting username. Also, that is going to be counted by my Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. I hope you wrote an answer. Seems like you didn't. Well, okay then. Let me just see the deck again. Probably best to cut down on these. I like the Fiendsmith cards a lot, but it's annoying. That kind of sucks to draw into them. Oh, the effect bay was already in there, right. Actually, thinking about it, this is probably fine enough. More than fine enough, actually. So I guess I want a third Dark Blade. And a reinforcement of the army. The alt art, of course, because the alt art is superior. Well, not necessarily superior, but it's actually is very good. But still, I am changing it around. You remember your first... Oh, god damn it, I forgot about the Fiendsmith engine. Also, hi, Heiko. Oh, not Heiko, but thanks for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Taking out the Fiendsmith stuff really shouldn't matter that much, though. Yeah, because sometimes your opponents simply group And yes, I know, loading. I still got the themes mixed up. Also, hi Hiker, and hi Hiker is Zawa-san. Welcome, welcome. Easy win, indeed, indeed. But anyways, ouch, damned spot. Also, Guardian Chimera, Appaloosa. I always forget blind for that one. Typhon is probably a good choice, regardless. Good thing they weren't away? Yeah, good thing. I forget what the last two cards were. It was Selene and Access Card, right? Well, you don't really need Access Card in a deck that can easily... You know, but I can probably play Selene. Griffin or Charmer Selene lines? Charmer's right. Yes, that is also correct. Dark, I have 5 darks for some reason. How do I think about the Memento Paradise Smasher build? I have not actually tried it before. Close and sequence takeout? Actually, no. You need Close Moon and sequence both for the Memento combos. Surprisingly, even in the pure variant of the build. Because you want to go into Close Moon, then into sequence of Close Moon, then into Baphomet. And at least I've... One dice roll here, yay. It's fun. This game is fun when you win the dice roll. Very fun. Seems like my opponent actually does have an interaction with me. If it's Max C, perhaps it's quite fine. Yeah, it's Max C. Close Moon and sequence can be used to summon Diabells as well. Indeed, that is correct, actually. You're a bit behind on Memento. Last you really looked at it was the last WCQ season. Well, yeah, that still existed last WCQ season. Unless you're talking about specifically, like, Master Duel, I guess. The Master Duel WCQ is a little bit different than the WCQ for the, you know, TCG. Because TCG WCQ season, I remembered Memento being able to do all this stuff. And there's the Shawlers. That is completely fine, by the way. Mainly because I am able to set up an entire board on my own with just this. 1, 2, 3, and I already have Mictlan in hand. So... in this case, since it's Foolers, I am completely fine with just sending 3 monsters that can go get summoned from the graveyard here. Actually, no. Yeah, Darkblade's fine. Oh yeah, also Triple Tactics Talent, yeah. At least we can have more fun under Floor than Maxi. True, Truth Nuke, Truth Apocalypse. Okay, so this looks like an Unchained deck, which is not particularly good against... or something that uses the Unchained cards, mind you, which neither of which are particularly good into Maxi. So grab a Bone Party. Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. Special back the Darkblade into Anguish, into... Sleepy, probably? Yeah, into Sleepy. Oh, I gave them an extra draw. That's annoying. I probably should have done, instead of Darkblade, the Anguish itself. Myself. Hi, Hiker, Dragon Overlord. Hi, Hiker. Welcome, welcome, and thank you for the snort opening. So... effect to add this to hand. This adds back the fusion from Banish. I should really count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what? I think just ending on this is fine without the combined creation. So effect sets burn party, and it's all good. Because Memento is quite good at playing on the opponent's turn too, not just your own turn. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Also, oh, hi, her Asher Atomic the Cog. Hi, her. Welcome, welcome, and thank you for the follow. Okay. So I know what this should be. So chain link 1, 2, 3, 4. I am quite good. Thank you for asking. Thank you, thank you. 1, 2, and 3. Thumbs special. Add from deck to hand. And now, since it is during the end phase, I am going to pop your 4 back row. One, 2, 3, 4. Shane Ghost Starter, hmm? You know, that's just hand-working yourself, right? Yeah. Yeah, that sounds right. I can't defeat strong opponents. Build your deck better. I like that. I forget what's this one. Is it just a camera mate? Or is it a specific card? Oh well. Either way, it is fine. Kamani really had that advice? Indeed. That is quite the advice that Konami likes to give. Volcanic card? Oh, it's Volcanic Scattershot, right. Yes, now I recognize it because Volcanic Shell goes into it and Shell, you know. Okay, I will special Anguish and Anguish Effect to search for my deck to my hand. And you're gonna drill beam my Anguish? Sure thing. Sure thing. And by my anguish, I mean anguish, not anguish. Hard drew into that drill beam? Yes, it does indeed seem like that. My stream's been quite strong. And by quite strong, I mean quite good. Quite fun. I've loved it, at least. I've been able to do decently well. This deck. This card is annoying. Well, at least I got rid of their lordly load into the thingy. Incoming Metal Morph adds max Metal Morph for a monster that a Metal Morph trap on max Metal Morph. And yep, they've got quite a good hand. It's completely fine though, mainly because I have Anguish and Goblin here. And their drill beam isn't live. I believe the effect of max Metal Morph says... Oh no, it's just whenever, actually. Ah, you're special summoning Red Eyes Black Dragon? That makes sense. I'm pretty sure the Metal Morph cards only have a hard once per turn, by the way. So Black Full Metal Dragon. Yes, that is a hard once per turn. And that is not a hard once per turn. You know, this is quite annoying. Very, very annoying. Dealing with some taxes? It does seem that way. So... Let's see... Should it be lethal? So 34 into 18 is 16. Yeah, that's definitely over lethal. Annoying. But hey, I can deal with going back down to 1 win. Extra. What's my favorite deck? I'm not sure what I would say my favorite deck is. I do like Unchained, and I like a lot of other things. But, you know, that was probably the one I've been through. Yes, I am aware it is unfortunate. Sometimes that is what happens. If my opponent uses a mulch army on me, I am going to be very happy. It seems like they're not going to. Nice hand, yeah. It's a little bit annoying. But hey, at least I got an Ash Blossom to prevent my opponent from doing something if they... If they're normal summoning Sage first, they probably have nothing else. Can't fool because of the set? Yeah. I can't. It's annoying, but it's what happens. Don't think I should have held that? I mean, maybe, but it's like Memento Fusion. Maybe I should have set the Foolos, actually, so I could go into Guardian Camaro. And they, of course, drew the Maiden anyways. Kind of useless if this deck just always draws the cards they need. Thought I took Guardian out of the deck too. I put it back in at some point because I wanted to just do pure Memento again, but it's annoying. At least I'm drawing slightly better hands that have more starters, but that hand was not very good. This is basically the same kind of fan again. I don't like opening hands like this. It's really annoying. Maiden stuck in a Blue Eyes player's hand? Yeah. It really does feel like that sometimes. What are they taking so long to think about? Oh, it's Vanquished Soul. Okay. Well, at least I'm probably stopping their starter here. I am going to chain my cross out if it is a Called by the Grave you have. I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Oh, it's just Dimension Shifter. Which is arguably even more annoying. Bleh. Especially since, look at that big circle up there in the upper left. Oh, they're passing turn? Sure, that's good for me. Oh wait, this means I am completely fine. I'm gonna set this and pass because that is actually quite a good draw into, well, you know. I'd imagine they're passing because they don't have much play into my field, Maybe they have multiple Stake Your Souls. That would make sense, I guess, if they're passing immediately after an Ash Blossom. I think I'm gonna cross out the Rhoda. Which is a good thing I actually put the Rhoda into my deck for. Yay! No, we cannot get the Raisin. That's one funny thing about Crossout. I wouldn't call it good because, like, Crossout's insane, but it's also awful to play against. Okay. I presume they have something in hand potentially, but I doubt it. With the fusion spell no longer having to worry about anything like that, that's annoying. At least I have the fusion spell engraved to pop. If they have a heavy Borger and... seriously? This is just frustrating. My tiredness is appearing. Da, 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 da. Oh, they're playing Rise Heart. That makes sense. Why didn't they use the Rise Heart effect to do something different? I'm gonna do this anyways. Even if I lose a bunch of life points, I do not want to have 3 cards on top of my deck banish face down. So that's 32, 15, 49, 50? If my math's correct. Also, why does the Master Duel have this at 3 and TCG have this at 1? We just swapped places, really. It's silly. At least I don't have to worry about anything especially silly at the moment. Yes. Main phase 2, sure. We're gonna go into Abyss Dweller or something. Nope, a Baguska. I was kind of expecting an Abyss Dweller instead, though. Regardless. Case, I'm still gonna try and search fusion and maybe pass here. Actually, I just die, don't I? Annoying. How is it that this is... I need to cut this at another triple tactics talent. And probably cut the effect failure too. I like this card much better than I like, you know, those cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 non-engine going second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 14's probably This is probably the minimum I can do. Nah, I could have won, maybe. I guess I just... yeah. It's always trying to find the sweet spot for non-engine. Yeah. Yeah. My opponent might have a hand trap, or they might not because of the way Master Duel's thing works. Okay. Oh, Anguish. Sure. Bleh. Maybe I should play the Goblin version. The Goblin version is pretty good. Isn't... yeah, one tits at 1. Bleh. I should play these games on more sleep. So... Death, the Goblin version plays like this? Maybe I just cut a fusion and add a stampede. Oh. Breakout, not stampede. You know what I mean. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, this is exactly hard 40 cards now. Maybe I should just play. Third copy of Fusion anyways. And cut the rotor. Okay, 40 cards. They could recycle it with their synchro rate. Yeah, they could. But either way, it's just the... it is the blue. But now I fixed it up. I'm at 40 cards, so I shouldn't draw hands like that anymore, right? This is a significantly better hand than I drew. Oh, is my opponent just conceding already? Or are they just... looks like it's just poor internet. Anguish for... Horned Dragon. Okay. I'll at least win 3 more games before I finish streaming. Tatsu. Special summon. Okay, Ash Blossom, that's fine. On resolution, I'm gonna bone party that into the goblin. I was going to send the other card thingies. Right, I have 3 of this. Maybe I should fit a second goblin in somehow. But that would mean going to cut other important cards. And I don't like cutting other important cards. One and 2. Fusion summon. One, 2, 3. I can hear on 3, so I don't special summon something that I don't want to on accident, of course. One, 2. Probably jumped Sleepy back here. Because Sleepy is a very silly name and I like silly names. SP effect. I love SP pass. It's funny. And it's also surprisingly good. machine that turns the full Memento combo into SP Little Night Pass. Except SP Little Night Pass is actually really good in Memento because you get to play around Nibiru the Primal Being and you have infinite pops. Okay, so starting with the early definite. Early Baphomet, early Baphomet. You gotta love the early Baphomet. It's a Baphomet, but it's early. You know, I'm getting really tired. I'm getting a little bit delirious. But it's alright. It's now our turn, Conrad. Indeed, it is now our turn. Sure, you discard your Blue Eyes White Dragon. Go grab whatever makes you feel happy. What do I even cut for the second goblin in the main deck? Maybe I play 41 with the 41st card being the second goblin. I'm on 14 exactly, so I can probably play 41 with the 41st card being the second goblin. That is an interesting choice. Well, it's completely fine by me. I'm not gonna use that effect yet. To save that for SP, that is true. Cool Bionic Huron. Now that's kind of annoying. At least it forces confusion out for them. But bleh. Grab out a Dark Blade for follow-up or something. And I guess Saki Huron again. And I guess Static goes to grave to add back these Sleepy. And I guess I can use Sleepy to special summon from hand. And I guess I already have multiple other interruptions as well. Sir Sage. I am going to SP Little Knight the Sage, and now you will see that Blue Eyes is a really bad deck because it loses to SP Little Knight to target its main monster. Sure. I'm assuming they are going to set Raw with Eyes of Blue. Because that is the... Oh, they're special summoning the Blue Eyes White Dragon, actually. Which blows their board. And Maiden has to be Chain Link too. So here they are special summoning the Blue Eyes White Dragon. And here I am, stopping them from special summoning their Blue Eyes White Dragon very well. It's a good thing I can chain lock this. Because going Chain Link 1 effective Horned Dragon and Chain Link 2 effective Anguish prevents them from using their SP. And by SP I mean the Maiden. Because Maiden has to activate immediately in response. And yeah, my opponent's Vtubers, which is understandable. Okay, exactly 41 with 2 goblins. That's all I'm going to change about it. The only one I am going to change. But now, it is time to go into one more duel, and then one more duel after that, which I am going to win both of, because I have decided I am going to win 2 more duels. Going second, of course, which makes sense in a world like this. Is this the list that is on Fuelos? I forget. Yes, it's on Triple Fuelos. Oh, they're just passing? Okay. I will draw and normal summon the Anguish. Ash Blossom, sure thing. At this point, I'm gonna activate the effect of Triple Tactics talent, so look at your hand, shuffle something away, and win the game from there. Bricked on hand traps? It seems so. I'm gonna ash that. Blee, Maxine is annoying. It's hand gripping time. Sure thing, I am not going to do anything. Instead, I'm just gonna look at your hand, shuffle away 1 card, and oh, I suppose I will shuffle Mikazuki no Yaiba. Because this is a very silly deck. I will set 1 and I will pass turn. Bedlam. And that's game. And that is 1 more game left to the 3 more wins. But maybe after that game I'll go into Diamond Tier 3. Tier 4. Nice -4? Indeed it is. Quite the nice -4. I like it when my opponent -4s. It's very funny. And this is quite a strong hand as well. King Anguish. If my opponent is playing Blue Eyes, they will perhaps decide to use the Ash Blossom on it, but you know, in the Orca Sphere we call going -4 full combo. true. That is indeed what Orcus seems to do sometimes. Oh, dimension shifter, that's really annoying. Okay. I'm just gonna get my language into the grave. Pop this. And I guess dump the other goblin. Or just the mace, probably. The shift is annoying. It should be fine there. I have Ash Blossom. Yeah, should be fine. I have Ash Blossom. Even if my opponent is on flu, they can't have multiple ways to normal summon. Exactly. See what I mean? Ah, and I drew a Flowers. Okay, here we go with the effect of Darkblade, popping this set, and that is hopefully a set that actually matters. That is a set that actually matters, that's good to know. Rivalry of Warlords. Oh, that's annoying. That's really annoying. Guess I'll just pass then. When you draw the floodgate that's limited to one copy. Anyways, please draw me another copy of the stupid goddamn Apex Avion into Stree. Damn. That doesn't count, chat. You know that doesn't count, right? Like, that doesn't count. That's a Floodgates win, not the players win. That... You know that the game says it counts, it doesn't. It totally doesn't count. Okay. Spinning the dice roll again. This time hopefully not into Shifter plus another Floodgate. Both of which are rather annoying. Okay, in this hand I guess it's normal summon maxi. Also, oh, they actually change it the same rate. Interesting. They don't have any negations, so I special Goblin effect. Goblino, mill 2. Melgatic and Sleepy here, actually, since I already have fusion. And I like Sleepy. He is a sleepy sheep. Sleepy sheep. Like me, I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy, but I'm not a sheep. Unless I am a sheep, I'm definitely not a sheep. Sheep are cute though. I love sheep. They're very much adorable. This is summon 5. My opponent is not going to endure me, however. I have normal summoned. So I guess the play is this plus the Horn Dragon. I still want to dump, like... I probably should just dump Anguish when I do dump a card. Bleh. Sir. Ow. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. I accidentally stubbed my toe on one of the room's corner thingies. They're not totally done, but I have that as... I don't think it broke the skin or anything. I should be fine. 1, 2, 3. Just gonna double check my turn. And nope, no skin breakage. So it should be completely and utterly fine. I am simply sleepy regardless. I should check it later after I finish the stream, actually. You never want to be unsure about things. So anyways, this and this activate. So I'm gonna summon from grave Anguish and Akihyun. And now I guess I get Goblin or something. Okay, and they're just scooping. That's really. I suppose it makes sense. People don't want to play against a deck that's just, you know, doing silly things over and over and over again. But yay! Dum, 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 dum. Okay, Mace. Mace don't get it. That's slightly annoying, but it should be fine given that this can search for the sleeping. I am at least hoping my opponent has an Ash Blossom rather than a... You know what? Sure. That's actually fine as well. Mainly because I have this card. Now hopefully they don't also have an Ash Blossom as well as... They have an Ash Blossom as well as the Imperm, don't they? Not even an Ash Blossom, it's a Dominus Purge. Okay, I'm going to pass turn. My opponent is going to normal summon Ether Barrel, activate effect, activate search for another Ether Barrel because they'll already have the card that is Drill Beam in their hand, and they are going to win the game from there. If this is Blue Eyes at least. Which I assume it is. Just because that's how things go. Well, they can't use Ash anymore, that is true. Because they purged? Yes. They are certainly taking a while to decide to do something, it seems like. They mustn't have had a particularly good opening hand. Dun, 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 dun. Why did you take so long to normal summon the... Why am I asking this question? This deck is stupid. God, I hate Blue Eyes sometimes. They will just go, oh, I am going to counter both of your cards, then I am going to think for 5 minutes, and then, oh wait, I have this play. I'll normal summon Sage and search Maiden of White. You really did have to think about that, you know? Like, there's nothing other than that that you have to think about, but you really have to think about that. Okay, this hand is much better. It has 2 playthrough cards. And I don't need either of them apparently. Build branded if you want to beat Blue Eyes, yeah. Memento actually has a good matchup against Blue Eyes when it actually doesn't break. But like, it's just annoying when your opponent uses multiple stuff like that. Your opponents drag out your 3 hand traps plus barrel sacks for way too long. Now that is understandable to be somewhat annoyed about. Also, Linka, or Linka, I suppose. Okay, yeah, I won that one. Nice. That is good. Okay, I'm going to try and reach Diamond 4 before the end of this stream. Or else it kills me. Well, it probably will actually not kill me, but it's like really annoying. Really, really annoying. Especially this early into the season with this much variance in the format. Though Master Duel is inherently a more variance-heavy format due to the, well, dare I say, mulch armies. And Ash Blossom. Okay, you know what? Sure. Get your Sage Search. Okay, apparently this person didn't draw Maiden even though everyone else did. Honestly, I'll just Ash this, since like that gets the Mausoleum of Light out of there. Sure. At least this doesn't result in something like... Seriously? Are you kidding me? They always draw the raw, apparently. They always simply draw the raw. You're on Super Poly for Blue Eyes? Yeah, I should probably do something like that. Issue is I have my deck teched out from a combo heavy deck. I should probably cut Afro, Salim, and Dark for 3 Super Poly targets, though. Well, thankfully they've already normal summoned, so they can't really do that. Search Majesty and Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is particularly annoying. But, you know, they really deserve an love. Yeah, it feels like that every single time in a game. guess they're gonna make Sealed Pass or something. Why summoning Tyrant turn 1? Or I guess that works. Still feels very annoying to play against this deck. There's Majesty, there's 2 other random sets that are probably insane or something. And that's a second Bone Party. Okay. Maybe if I were to activate the effect of Dark Blade instead. No, that'd be silly. Of course they're gonna Spirit Effect there. This player seems somewhat smart. Drawing the second Bone Party at least gives me something nice. And here we go. Oh, I hope I didn't place it in the Pamp column. That would be really annoying. Oh, come on. Well, at least I have further interactions, but like I guess I can Tatsu. They only have 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon, I think. So then I can Tatsu into Typhon. Ultimate Spirit, of course. So they have a Majesty set. I don't know what the other cards set are. Yep, they are gonna do this, which makes sense. Oh, Typhon can come out. And I hope the last one isn't Jolbean. So in this case, it's probably actually I bounced a Tyrant. Of course they hard draw the fucking I hate it here. I hate this Blue Eyes deck, it's stupid. That's why it's tier 1, I know, but yeah, it's really annoying. This deck is also stupid though, when it actually gets to play the game. So I guess I shouldn't be complaining that much. Next meet, sure. I'll just set 2 and pass. Oh, it's branded. Okay. Branded with Requiem on board. There. Yeah, in conclusion, the TCG is simply a better format. I want to play it more. I hate Maxi. I hate all these stupid sacky hand traps. I don't hate Blue Eyes that much because Blue Eyes is actually decently fine to verse. It's just that all the sacky hand traps on top of Blue Eyes make it especially bad. Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching and coming along. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you are having a good day, morning, evening, night, whatever it is for you. And with that, I'll see you next time. Bye bye, Car. Bye bye, Car. I need to get to sleep. Bye bye.